Hello everyone, hope you all are fine, and today we will be continuing with the atomic structure chapter. I guess previously we had discussion on the formation of ions, and then we have completed discussion on atomicity and then 2n square rule. After that, distribution of the electrons and the reason behind the formation of a compound. If we want to recapitulate the summary of this chapter, so far whatever we have done in this chapter is all about the distribution of the electrons, all about formation of ions, why the atoms are generally breaking or generally donating their electron or accepting the electron to take part in the molecule formation, that why atom is combining with another atom or atoms to form a compound. That's the main about this chapter. Now in the 2n square rule, we all have seen that the shells, that K, L, M and the shells, every shell has a maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated by that particular cell, and then those shells are basically holding the electrons as per the number of electrons present there. So and then we have like calcium 2882. Why 2882? That also we have done, that valence cell cannot have more than 8 electrons, and then penultimate cell also having certain rules. Actually we have in syllabus only 20 atoms from the periodic table. Next chapter is periodic table. I hope you all have seen the half yearly portion already. We have total 5 chapters, I think, or 4 chapters. We have the first chapter, that is language of chemistry, then we have physical chemical changes, we have water, this chapter atomic structure and bonding, and the 5th chapter, that is periodic tables. Yes, so total we have 5 chapters in half yearly. So I hope you all are revising water chapter. We have completed that, and new syllabus also you all have gone through. Today we will be starting the bonding part, that is formation of the molecule part. We have 2 kinds of bonds in our syllabus, electrovalent bonds and covalent bonds. Now what is a bond? Bond is nothing but a force. It's not James Bond, it's a bond of, it's not a friendship bond as well, but it's something which is holding atoms or molecules with each other with a force. The force can be very strong, the force can be very weak, depending on the participating atoms or ions. Now atoms also can take part in the bond formation, ions also can take part in the bond formation. Generally the atoms, if they are transferring electron, that means one atom is giving some electron, another atom is gaining that electrons, or some 2 or 3 other atoms are gaining that electron, then the one who is giving or donating the electron, that becomes positively charged, the one who is accepting, that becomes negatively charged, and then both the opposite charges comes very close to each other. Then they have a electrostatic force of attraction that you have must read in physics, and then we call a strong force exists between them, and we call a chemical bonds generate. Sometimes instead of transferring electron, if there are similar atoms which are present in or taking part in a molecule formation, simply if you talk about water molecule, which has 2 atoms, hydrogen and oxygen, and if we have oxygen molecule or nitrogen molecule, there only oxygen atom or nitrogen atom is present, they share electrons, that means no one of them is donating or accepting, instead of that they are just sharing the electrons, then the force of attraction is bit less than that of the ionic bond, and we call them as covalent bond. So as the name suggests, co means sharing. I think you all have heard about a cooperative bank. It's all about sharing. An electrovalent bond or ionic bond means where there is existence of ions and then there is a strong force of attraction. Now depicting or so that's about the definition. I think you all have got. So why an atom forms a bond? Because it wants to gain the nearest noble gas structure. That is the basic target. Also that it gains a more stability when they forms molecule. So sodium has 281. It has 1 electron extra in its valence shell, which if it gives out, then it will gain the nearest noble gas structure, 10 electron structure, which is of neon structures. Then it will become little more stable. Chlorine, if it is accept that electron, then it will turn to chloride ion, which has 18 electron structures, that is argon structure. That also will be a stabler form, and then they form sodium chloride. Both of them then will be having octet in them. So duplet and octet, these two words are very important here. Duplet or octet is the driving factor to form a molecule at this stage. At this stage I am talking because this is just the beginning of chemical bonding. Chemical bonding is a very huge study basically. The thickness of the book that you have right now, the chemical bonding chapter in class 11 is thicker than that your one total chemistry book right now. So chemical bond is a very huge thing, because whatever we see around us, maximum of them, other than the few elements, we have 118 elements. Other than those elementary things, like in air we have nitrogen, oxygen, that are also molecule basically. Other than metals are monoatomic. Rest all whatever we observe, they are some compounds. So this how they are forming the bonding patterns. They are basically a huge big range. So for us this is just the beginning. We were starting with bond formation. So for us the driving force is duplet or octet, and for that we generally use a representation. Representation can be orbital picture diagram or can be Lewis dot cross diagram. In class 10 you have Lewis dot cross diagram, and in class 9 you have orbital picture diagram. In orbital picture diagram, what we do, we draw all the shells which are present in the atom. Again I am telling, we have only first 20 elements of periodic table, so no questions will be asked beyond that. So you need to draw all the shells, and then you need to show the transfer or sharing of electron. So today let us talk about the electrovalent bond, and next day we will be discussing about the covalent bond. Okay, if we start like this, suppose sodium has 2 electron at its K shell, that's the first shell. 281 electronic configuration for sodium, 3 cell. Then you need to give, sorry, this is by mistake, it has gone. So then you need to have 8 electrons here. So 1 and 2 electron here. Here 8 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here 1 electron. For chlorine, this is suppose chlorine, it has sodium. So in chlorine there are 17 electrons, so 287, that is atomic number 17. So you need to give here 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, and here then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This count has to be correct. Do not give a random dot or cross. Then sodium will transfer this electron here. In the next stage you need to draw once again the 3 shells of sodium, 1, 2, 3 shells of sodium, and for chlorine it has accepted 1 electron. Sorry, for the first one sodium you need to draw only 2 shells, that is if it is the nucleus then you need to draw the 2 shells, that is 2, 8, and for chlorine you need to draw the 3 shells, that is 1, 2, 3, and the nucleus, that is after accepting it is 288 and after donating it is 28. Now this one has given, so it is a plus charge. This one is accepted, this is a minus charge. Then attraction and sodium chloride. I have drawn very rough. You always use compass for drawing like this. So this is how sodium chloride orbital picture diagram. And then for suppose magnesium oxide, so magnesium electronic configuration is 282. Oxygen electronic configuration is 26. So now it will give 2 electron to make it 28. So you need to draw again, once again, magnesium 3 shells. You need to draw the 3 shells, and the nucleus 282, and then oxygen you need to draw the 2 shells, and then nucleus, then 26. So then donation like this. The next stage again you need to show it has 2 shells, it has 2 shells with 2,8, it has 2 shells with 2,8. So that means after donation it will also have 2,8 electronic configuration. It will also have 2,8 electronic configuration. This will have a plus charge, this will have a minus charge attraction, and then formation of MgO. So this is how electrovalent compounds are being shown through the orbital picture diagram. It's given in the book, drawing very nicely. You all also use compass for drawing, because I'm holding camera in one hand, then I am drawing. I cannot draw properly in this way. And that's all about today. Next day we'll continue with the covalent bond. Till then, take care and bye.